Santa Fe Trail.
1021 Old SS Trail. Okay.
It's another natural causes. 90-year-old male.
Okay. 20 minutes. I'll head out right now.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Bye. Hello?
Hi, is this Ben Barnes?
Yes, it is.
Hi, this is Chris with the Santa Fe State Police Department.
Hey.
Hi, we had another call for you.
Alrighty. Go ahead with the address.
So it's Shiloh.
Calisteo. Okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's I had the wrong call pulled up. It's 1021 Old Santa Fe Trail.
1021 Old SS Trail. Okay.
It's another natural causes. 90-year-old male.
Okay. 20 minutes. I'll head out right now.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Sanity 911, what's the location of your emergency?
Hi. My father just fell, and we need somebody to come and look at him, please.
Okay, what's the address?
1021 Old Santa Fe Trail.
Are you with them now?
Yes, we are.
What's your name?
My name is Zoe, Z-O-E.
And your phone number? Okay, I have to page him out. Just don't hang up on me, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, how old is he?
He is 90.
Is he awake?
No, he's not, but he's snoring.
He's, like, if you tried to wake him up, would he wake up?
No.
And so he went unconscious from his fall?
We believe so.
Okay, is he breathing, though?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm just speaking with the medics, okay? So don't hang up with me.
Okay, thank you. Or Shiloh, could you go look? Veronica, would you come here, please? Go look in the drawers in my mom's closet and see if the stethoscope is in one of those. I know that. Go look in all the drawers. Okay. Hello?
I'm still here. I'm just speaking with the medics, okay?
Are you sending somebody?
Yeah, they've already been on their way, but I'm just speaking to them, okay? Give me
Okay, thank you. I need to take care of my mom and dad. Can I hang
Oh,
up?
no, I have a few more questions for you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, how far did he fall?
I'm sorry?
How far did he fall?
You know, I don't know. I was just called and I rushed over here.
Okay. Do you know what caused his fall?
He tripped.
Okay. Is there any serious bleeding?
Not that we're aware of, no.
Okay, he's still unconscious, correct?
Yes, he's got a large hematoma on his head.
Okay, so if he is unconscious, we have to open up his airways, okay? So just get close enough to him and let me know when you've done so.
I'm sorry. Let me put you on speakerphone.
Okay.
Okay, you're on speakerphone.
Okay. So just get next to him and lay him flat on his back, okay?
Hi there. My name's Mika. I'm a medic. He's actually on his back.
Okay.
He's got a strong pulse. He is breathing, but with some difficulty.
Okay.
He's got a large hematoma above his left eye and below his eye.
Okay. And his airways are open?
Yes, his airways are open.
All right, so since you're a nurse, I won't give you guys pre-arrival instructions, but they're on the way, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Officer, suspicious Officer Rios, not suspicious Officer Garcia. Only thing semi-pertinent is going to be this cardiac off of Old Santa Fe Trail. It was a hospice patient that had a DNR. And they just need us to head out there just to confirm it, but they are obvious per the meds.
Were you able to notify all mine yet?
High amounts of calls now. I apologize. I'll try and call them now if I have a chance.
Do you know who's on call?
Negative, ma'am. I'll have to grab the folder. Give me just one moment.
Sorry, did you say standby?
Negative, ma'am. Go ahead.
Did fire come out here this morning to do for a fire call to transport? Transport was made by, sorry, they're talking back.
Med 4 transported to St. Louis when they came out earlier.
Put us en route to that 1021 Old Santa Fe Trail call. We're going to divert from this one.
Santa Fe check. Once again, DNR is in place, 9 Omega 1. Med 4 engine 4. There is a nurse on scene, a family member. Airways are open on the floor, still unconscious, is breathing. And Medic 4 engine 4 is a 17 Delta 3, still unconscious, is breathing. 1021 Old Santa Fe Trail, we have a male in his 90s, not conscious, is breathing. Medic 3, it's going to be at 1021 Old Santa Fe Trail. The patient was on hospice and DNR in place. CPR will not be in progress.
I guess he was at the hospital and they couldn't pronounce him there for some reason, so they had to take him back to the house and then to get him pronounced over there. I'm not sure what's for you.
टिप आहिस्ता उतरे मलमल के पर्दे लहराए लहराए आकर चूमे मेरी आँखें
If Forrest Fenn was about to expose the fraud, if he found out about it and was going to expose it, there's a good chance he could have been murdered, just as Frank stated. I hate to suggest it, but Shiloh would be a prime suspect, along with anyone else involved with the fraud. But Shiloh stood to gain the most and had all access. A death of an elderly person is rarely looked into as murder because everyone always assumes natural process.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. It was once asked to me, how much is Forrest Fenn's solution to the thrill of the chase really worth? So, with my investigation, finding out that the treasure chest was stolen by Shiloh Old and the family and Shiloh's friends, that's about $10 million in lawsuits. Now, the government has protected that crime of fraud. The government in New Mexico, the Attorney General's office, the Santa Fe Police Department, the governor, and the Department of Justice in New Mexico. So that's probably another $10 million in lawsuits. So now we're at $20 million.
But wait, there's more.
And the thrill of the chase for Forrest Fenn was chasing after Action Comics #1, which is what Forrest Fenn had for the solver at the end of the treasure hunt. So them selling my comic books, that's $28 million. That's worth $28 million to the solver.
But wait, there's more.
Finding the evidence that Shiloh Old murdered Forrest Fenn, that's priceless. Oh, this is, I have to say this. The thrill of the chase, chasing after Shiloh Old, the criminal, and then catching him in murder, that's no doubt. They can get away with trying to cover up the fraud for stealing the treasure chest. But the motive for murder by Shiloh Old was that Forrest Fenn realized 14 days earlier that Shiloh Old submitted with Kyle Summer and Zoe Old a document that said the treasure chest was in Wyoming. But they signed Forrest Fenn's name. The problem is they didn't use his real signature. It was a forged document submitted into court. So they're caught. They are caught in one of the biggest scandals, treasure hunt scandals in history. And I've caught them with my investigation and with my investigator, who is a great investigator. And they deserve credit. They don't want credit, but they deserve it. They are a hero. They are a superhero in my story. And I'm a superhero for figuring out this crime that was committed against me and the crime that was committed against Forrest Fenn. And he was eventually murdered over this to shut him up because he was going to rat them out. He was going to call out Shiloh Old that, hey, Shiloh, this isn't going to happen. I worked 15 years collecting superheroes to hide in my stories with an amazing ending. It would make a marvelous movie. But Shiloh Old murdered him before he was able to do the right thing. And then they badmouth him.
I guess he was at the hospital and they couldn't pronounce him there for some reason, so they had to take him back to the house and then to get him pronounced over there. I'm not sure what the story is.
And then they harassed me for they still harass me now. 5 years later, they're still harassing me. And they tormented me and they made me into somebody ugly. And that's not me. I'm done with all of that crap. They've, you know, if you've ever watched Deadpool, Forrest Fenn hid Deadpool inside of his stories. So Deadpool, I'm shocked. Like when I watch Deadpool, I'm like, oh my God, this is Marvel with the swears and the innuendos and the comments, and it blows me away. And I realize, you know, my videos, Forrest Fenn would have been proud of me for solving his murder because he didn't deserve what he got in the end. He deserved the guy who solved the treasure hunt to get the treasure chest. And he was going to make it right until Shiloh Old murdered him. So that's the tragic end of this treasure hunt. But the amazing creation, remarkable. It is remarkable the amount of superheroes and comic book characters that Forrest Fenn infused inside of his stories for us to look for. The treasures inside. Yes, this is the fake ending that they're trying to feed to the public like heroes, like Forrest Fenn's heroes in his stories. So it's an amazing treasure hunt, folks, that Forrest Fenn created, and it was tragically tragically, fraudulently ended along with Forrest Fenn's life. I'm trying to redeem his legacy of what he created, because I know I went inside of Forrest Fenn's head to find all of these superheroes and innuendos and connections to Palisade Sill and Eagle's Nest and Agua Fria Peak. They're all there. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clues for the locations, for distances, for the answers that Forrest Fenn already knew. It was Marvel. It was all about his love for comic books. And the thrill of the chase for Forrest Fenn was chasing after Action Comics #1, which is what Forrest Fenn had for the Solver at the end of the treasure hunt. So, them selling my comic books, that's $28 million. That's worth $28 million to the Solver. Those were my comic books that Shiloh Old had somebody secretly, anonymously, sell those comic books through Heritage Auctions, and those comic books were my comic books that were illegally sold through Heritage Auctions. So now he's involved, Heritage Auctions, committing crimes that unknowingly. So all of the things that led up to now, they have stretched out into so many different people and so many different entities and so many different LLCs and so many different NDAs for all of these vloggers. These vloggers have signed NDAs, so none of them step forward to defend Forrest Fenn's legacy. They're all staying quiet to protect the criminals in the tight group of Shiloh Old, Cynthia Meacham, Dale Neitzel, Doug Preston, Zoe Old, Carl Summer, Carl Summer's brothers, Carl Summer's sister-in-law, who's a judge in New Mexico. All of these people have combined their efforts to shut me down. George Wilson is another one. I've got a list so long. Greg Thompson, Greg Allen, whatever his name is. These folks have used different aliases to hide their identities from the public because they've committed crimes. Greg Allen got $2 million, folks. There's so many people that have gotten gold coins and paid off to protect the family from me and anybody who speaks ill of the crimes that they've committed. It's a shame. It's a shame. But folks, just remember, I originally, when I started the treasure hunt, I had a brain injury. And it changed me. I felt like I was an acquired savant syndrome, seeing these clues come out. But they negated them. They discredited them. They shut me down. They harassed me. And it was 5 years of torment that turned me into the person that you see in some of the videos. That's not me. That's not me. I'm a good guy. I'm back. Dave Woodard, I'm back to being me. Because I know that this crime has to come out in the public. And the public deserves to know. A lot of people were ashamed because of what I've turned into. And they were mad at me. I lost friends. My family was upset. They wanted me to stop. But this is too big. This actual treasure hunt, the thrill of the chase, was chasing after Superman. You were looking for Lois and Clark. Lois and Clark. The hint. That was what Forrest Fenn gave us. And there's so many more, folks. There's thousands. And if you go through my videos, you will see that the amount. People say, oh, Dave, you got way too many videos. Forrest Fenn created this over 15 years. So I spent 5 years looking and finding all of these clues that he spent 15 years on. He didn't spend 15 years on 9 Mile Hole. There's no 15 years work at 9 Mile Hole. That's a lie. It was a fraudulent ending. So, folks, just remember, give the poem to a child, he will see the marvel and know Marvel Comics. There's your clue. How do you find the DC characters? Who's Who, the definitive directory of the DC universe. The amount of things that Forrest Fenn put inside of his stories, because he loved comic books. He put in the mirror dimensions. He put in crossroads dimensions. There were so many different clues about Marvel and DC and Dell Comics and Archie Comics and Action Comics. They were all there. All of the clues were there to find the actual treasure chest located in Cimarron Canyon at Palisade Sill in New Mexico. That's where the treasure was, folks. It wasn't in Wyoming. That's a lie. It's a fraud. And this will come out when I realize what the actual thrill of the chase really was. Superman scene 1.61. The thrill of the chase was searching for Superman in the thrill of the chase. And you find Superman, Clark Kent, on the grave marker. And the homely girl is Aunt Esther, that he'd made a dedication to all war heroes and lost and forgotten soldiers and military and law enforcement. There were so many dedications that were amazing. This treasure hunt was a dedication plethora of amazing things. And it was shut down because of fraud and murder. So I'm the guy from back east. I'm Dave Woodard. I'm the man that solved Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. And I'm just putting the information out. I was hacked. I've got the evidence of everything to show that how all the criminal actions, and my investigator knows that. So we're reaching out to all of the news agencies with that evidence to say, hey, somebody's got to take this story up. The criminals who are blocking me and have blocked me for 5 years and harassed me, there's no way that they can hide what Forrest Fenn actually created if you look into what I put out in my videos. So I have probably thousands of amazing clues that gives you the answers to what the thrill of the chase was, what the Dancing with the Stars solution, the secret Dancing with the Stars, Kent and Esther, throughout all of his books, he has Kent and Esther hidden everywhere. It's all of the treasures inside. So folks, again, I am Dave Woodard. I am the man from back east. I'm here to redeem Forrest Fenn, but I'm also here to redeem my reputation that was stripped from me by these assholes who treated me so horribly. So my videos about the interviews, they're funny because these guys were assholes and they deserve, you know what? I didn't deserve to get treated so horrendously for 5 years, but I took it. I was like, okay, you guys ripped me off. But when I realized Forrest Fenn was murdered, that's a whole different ballgame. Then it becomes all of these other entities, all of these other vloggers are protecting a murder of Forrest Fenn. And it's a shame. It's a shame that nobody has the balls to stand up for what Forrest Fenn created. Out of all of these vloggers, I wait for one to stand up and say, I'm not gonna back Shiloh Old anymore. But they don't do it, folks. They're all sucked right into the vacuum of fraud and murder and co-conspiracy to commit this fraud and accessory to murder. So I hope this got through to a lot of people of what really happened here in the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt, the thrill of the chase. And I hope you fight. I hope you fight with me and make the phone call to the Santa Fe Police Department, telling the Santa Fe Police Chief, who I've tried to get through for over a year now. I've sent him all kinds of evidence, and he will not reopen the murder case of Forrest Fenn by Shiloh Old, and probably a few other people.
I guess he was at the hospital, and they couldn't pronounce him there for some reason, so they had to take him back to the house, and then to get him pronounced over there. I'm not sure what's for you.
And Shiloh Old brutally beat him to death to hide this crime. and the lies of the dates of when they found it or when it was dug up. It was dug up twice. It was 2 different pictures. There's so much evidence, and I hope you look into it, folks, because Forrest Fenn deserves his legacy to be known of what an amazing man he was, an amazing treasure hunt he created. And whether I'm a savant or not, I don't know. I know how to read his books because I listened good and I knew what to look for. It's an amazing treasure hunt. And my investigator and I will get this information out. We have a team. We have the Avengers Justice League initiative to help Forrest Fenn's legacy and to revive Dave Woodard's respect of what I've actually accomplished here. Forrest Fenn spent 15 years building this treasure hunt of comic book characters and heroes sprinkled throughout his stories. They were his treasures inside. It might sound familiar for the JCB treasure hunt because that's what they called it. They know that they wanted to continue what Forrest Fenn built, but they're building it on a lie and murder. So the JCB treasure hunt is a fraudulent treasure hunt created as a diversion for the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. The treasure's inside. Forrest Fenn's treasure was the comic book characters. Superman, Captain America, Submariner, Thor, Deadpool. He's got hundreds of superheroes hidden inside the stories that I found. Because I found Forrest Fenn's final resting place with Clark Kent and Aunt Esther at the final resting place. And all of Forrest Fenn's clues inside of his books leads you to a superhero at the end. The actual treasure hunt value, the solution, is priceless. I always tried to put a dollar figure on it, but knowing the crimes that have gone on from the family, that's $10 million. From the New Mexico legal entities and government entities who are in some big trouble right now. Anyways, besides their fraudulent other things going on in New Mexico with those Democrats, it's a shame, but now they have a double whammy because they are going to get caught for fraud in conspiracy to cover up the murder of Forrest Fenn, which is a shame. I've reached out to them. I've put in complaints of crimes that they just ignore. They do not want to deal with. They want to protect the people who have committed these crimes of fraud and murder of Forrest Fenn. So they are in trouble. Whether they know it or not, there's a lot of them that don't know. Forrest Fenn was murdered. Shiloh Old and his family duped many, many, many people into helping with this new treasure hunt and covering up me, the man from back east, the man who found Forrest Fenn's Marvel gaze, Marvel characters. And it's an amazing treasure hunt, folks. It is a brilliantly created treasure hunt about superheroes and movie stars, Dancing with the Stars. The main two characters, Clark Kent, Aunt Esther. Forrest Fenn was a genius. And I solved his treasure hunt, but I got screwed. Shiloh Old screwed me, and he screwed Forrest Fenn. And they're going to pay for it now. But I want people to understand what really happened. So when you say, hey, what was the real solution to Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt? Well, Forrest said, all you need is the poem. So when you read the poem and you look at all the lines in it, you have to listen good. Forrest Fenn told you, hear me all and listen good. There's only one man who listened good, and it's not Jack Stoof, and it's not Shiloh Old. Shiloh Old claims to know everything about the treasure hunt. He knows how to cover it up with Carl Summer and his mother, Zoe, and his sister, Micah. They've all covered crimes, folks. But the actual solve, listen good. So, Forrest Fenn said, tarry scant with marvel gaze. Just take the chest and go in peace. The marvel gaze is Clark Kent and Aunt Esther. They are both DC characters. And that's explained why he said that. He can't come right out and say Marvel characters inside. You have to figure out the clues, which are sprinkled with superheroes throughout his stories. So, if a child, Forrest Fenn said, and this is how you understand what this whole creation was about. Forrest Fenn said, give the poem to a child to read. So when a child reads through the poem and he gets to Marvel Gaze, he's going to, hey, Dad, you know what? I have Marvel characters. I have Marvel comic books inside my room, inside of a shoebox. Maybe we should check those Marvel comic books for some clues. Well, that child who thought of that would understand Marvel is Marvel Comics. So when you start looking for the superheroes throughout Forrest Fenn's stories, that a child would understand there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands. Forrest Fenn spent 15 years creating this treasure hunt that Jack Stoof has given you nothing for answers. Shiloh Old has given you nothing for answers. The actual solution, which is fraud from Jack Stoof that they've submitted into court, is a crime. It's a crime against me. It's a crime against Forrest Fenn. And it's a crime against 500,000 searchers who went out looking for that treasure chest. That all you need was the poem. That poem led me precisely to that Kent and Esther cross. I'm the guy from back east. I'm that man that solved this treasure hunt. And I got screwed royally by these guys. And, you know, it's been 5 years of investigation. And I have found over the course of the 5 years, after solving the poem and finding the Kent and Esther grave marker, I knew that, I'm like, this is it. How could Jack Stoof come forward and not have a solution to the treasure hunt? Not have a solution. Not have any reason why it was in 9 Mile Hole with fake pictures. And the metadata will show that. So all the people that are in trouble with this, which are hundreds of vloggers, legal entities who have helped the family protect this fraud, but they've also helped protect the murder of Forrest Fenn. And that, folks, catching Shiloh Old for the murder is priceless. Because Forrest Fenn was a great man. He was an honest man, and he got screwed over. And I put that in my videos. So the tragic part of it is Forrest Fenn is dead. And he was brutally murdered by Shiloh Old. And that's a shame. Because Forrest Fenn, when he realized what Shiloh Old did, he wanted to come clean. He's like, I spent 15 years creating this amazing treasure hunt for a child to solve. And then I would give him But wait, there's more. The Forrest Fenn community knows what that means. You wait for answers from the vloggers that you see on YouTube, Mike Cowling. These people that have been in the Forrest Fenn community, vlogging community, have been committing crimes protecting Shiloh Old's theft of the treasure chest from me, and fraud, and murder. So they're all backed away. Only the numbskulls are still left, which are me. Hey, the group of Forrest Fenn community was a terrible place to be. But now that this is exposed, the actual true solve, if you haven't seen it yet, is the thrill of a chase. 1.61, Superman. And all of the treasures that Forrest Fenn hid inside of his own stories. That's what the amazing thing is here that I've solved. And I'm exposing the fraud from Shiloh Old and his family and the friends that were involved, which is most likely Greg Thompson, already knew that the person who solved the treasure hunt had been screwed over. He had evidence of it, and he still let them get away with it because he got paid off or he extorted them. So either way, all of these people that are getting paid from Chase Underground, they're all criminals. So I'm exposing over 160 people.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick video about our video that came out on Monday. There were actually 4 errors, and I'm sorry this is bouncing a little. I am outside and want to get this done because I know this was a hot topic, and I don't want to waste hours and hours of people's times. Sometimes you just screw up. You do something wrong, and you just need to say, oops, oopsie daisy, as Mike would say. And so on our Monday show, there was a slide, this was it, that talked about the bracelet, and we neither confirm or deny. It was said in chat, and I didn't catch it until I did the replay, that it is the case. This is not Jack's emails. I'm not sure how it got into that folder. I have another folder on auction site, so I was thinking, I don't know what happened, but actually I'm not sure it matters as much as just to say, sorry, this was not intentional, and this part of the analysis should be removed from consideration. So there was a second one. There's 4 screw ups I'm going to talk to you about. I'm losing my mind. There's 4. The one that talks about Dale, and if he was 300 feet away, that supposedly I had thought 150 feet away was 300 feet away was about the number of feet at the treasure chest to the road. Rudy as well said, no, that's 450 feet. He's been to the exact location. So Mike still thinks this isn't accurate then. I'm not going to go into it enough to know it was a small piece. So I wanted to talk about that. And then Dan Barbarisi. Dan had, I thought, knew off the record the location. He did get some stuff off the record. I also thought he signed an NDA, and that's why I couldn't say it. Dan was nice enough this morning to respond to me, and here's what he said. I want you guys to see it. So, hi, Christy. Jack never told me even the general location of the chest. When I first got him to agree to the interview in December of 2020, he said that he wasn't going to tell me anything at all, and he didn't. He was very careful not to say anything that would clue me into the specific location just beyond Wyoming. And at that time, that was fine with me, honestly, because I didn't want aggressive people coming at me seeking the location when they couldn't get it out of me. When I re-interviewed him, meaning Jack, for the paperback edition epilogue in spring of 2022, I spoke to him, meaning Jack, from the premise of the current scholarship at the time was essentially correct. Yellowstone, 9 Mile Hole, etc. But he never said anything about it one way or another. And I haven't spoken to him since, and I never signed any sort of NDA. And I think the last and most important slip up that happened, or issue that happened, was when Mike said Eric Sloan's picture was Colonel Sanders. That was wrong. That was intentional, and I don't think that was appropriate. And we have decided, by way of making sure that we rectify this travesty of a situation, because I know how hard it has hit some people, we are going to refund all of the admission fees for Monday's show. So you will be receiving, each of you, a check in the mail from Chase Inc. In the amount of the fee that you were charged when you came in. So I'm hoping that that rectifies this, and all the checks that go out. I think there was 160 or 150 in chat. Hopefully that does this. Dan, I apologize to you. Colonel Sanders, I apologize to you. Dale, Rudy, everyone in the treasure hunting amusement park, I need to apologize to. And I'm glad that we were able to rectify this quickly so some can get back their balance and maybe not be as tilted about what has happened. So thank you all, and good night.
So I'm exposing over 160 people, which include New Mexico government employees, New Mexico judicial system employees, New Mexico law enforcement employees have been covering this fraud. New Mexico is in a world of shit. And I warned them a storm was coming. And a storm is coming. And it's not just from me. It's from President Trump.
As you all know, he has renamed the Gulf of Mexico to his correct and proper name, the Gulf of America. He has renamed Mount Denali into Mount McKinley, part of a historic effort to restore patriotism and national pride all across this land. He has ended the weaponization of the federal government, restored the Department of Justice to its true mission of combating threats to this nation and keeping the American people safe. He has ended all federal censorship of free speech. This has been one of the greatest crises that has plagued this nation. Years and years and years of the federal government violating the First Amendment to take away Americans' right of free speech. President Trump has ended that, and he has demanded that all federal workers, all law enforcement, cease any effort to intimidate the rights of Americans or to police their speech.
He's exposing all of these elected officials for committing crimes. They've already committed fraud. They don't give a shit about me. They never have. They never have stepped up and helped me like they were supposed to do, like a judicial system or like a government system. The FBI, I'm waiting for the FBI. I'm still waiting. They've been doing an investigation. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I've given them the information, but they don't want to go against the Department of Justice in New Mexico, because that's what this is going to be, folks. One huge entity against another, the FBI against the Department of Justice. So hopefully they're just sitting back, and they're gonna come see me this coming week and say, okay, Dave, we're ready to help you, because I'm the good guy here. I'm the hero in this story. I'm the one that found the crimes against me, and it's a shame what's happened to this whole treasure hunt that was so amazing. So what I'm asking, folks, is help Woodsy spread the word, because I've called myself Woodsy since I was a kid, but I use a Z instead. But I always liked Woodsy. I believed in keeping America clean and doing the right thing. I was law enforcement for 20 years. So I get screwed royally by a group of rich bastards and a group of law enforcement and elected officials down in New Mexico. So what I'm asking is pass this video along. There's so much evidence, and I've only scraped the surface of what I found for clues. They're amazing. And this thing is such an amazing treasure hunt with all of these clues that are pulled together to find Superman and Aunt Esther, the homely girl, the dedications to war heroes and soldiers, lost and forgotten soldiers. There's so much in this treasure hunt that people don't understand. But you had to solve that poem to find the treasure chest. Which was stolen, which I have the evidence for. And also the evidence of Shiloh Old murdering Forrest Fenn. So the evidence is overwhelming. It's finding somebody to stand up for me, with me, and join my team of heroes, because we are going to go down in history for taking down some of the New Mexico officials, some of the judicial system in New Mexico, and some of the law enforcement, because those people are crooked. They've either taken money. Well, I can't see any other reason why they wouldn't stand up for a victim in the biggest crime in New Mexico history, for screwing one person, actually two. Forrest got screwed big time by his family before he got murdered, but the Santa Fe Police Department wanted this over, so they just shut everything down, shut everything up, and they did not pursue. They did not do their due diligence in protecting Forrest Fenn's legacy or the crimes that were committed against me. So I'm here. I'm happy, Dave. I'm happy. I'm not the Hulk anymore. But I'm still angry that they did a lot of this shit that they did against me. So right now, I've tried to make peace, and I tried to come forward quietly, but that hasn't worked. I put out my evidence, and these guys, nobody wants to do anything, because right now the elected officials in New Mexico are running with their tails between their legs for all of the ones that have been committing crimes, screwing every one of us in the United States and New Mexico for taking money that was supposed to be allocated to other things. So those guys, they're screwed. They are. There's a lot of them that are going to get in trouble, but they're also going to get in trouble for this, because I actually should reach out to President Trump for this fraud that's gone on against me, because nobody else is standing up for me. He's the only one fighting for justice. He's fighting the Justice Department. He's fighting some people in the FBI that have all screwed the pooch, basically. So who else do I turn to? If I can't get a team of heroes that wants to speak up and fight for someone who was murdered, he was an amazing person who did an amazing thing for people, to have a chance for people to find a treasure chest full of gold, 22 pounds, and so many different artifacts and everything else, that it's a shame. It is a shame what happened to Forrest Fenn. So I'm here to revive his legacy, and I'm here to revive my legacy, because my legacy is not going to go down in history as the treasure nut. I had a brain injury, and I shouldn't be harassed and have that treasure chest stolen from me because I had an injury. So, folks, again, help Woodsy spread the word. Never be a dirty bird. These people were dirty, 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 dirty. So, in closing statements, it's coming up right now, but thank you all, folks. Have a great, great day. So, I thank you, folks, and look into it, and please help. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Share this screen. You guys ready? Everybody ready?
Well, this is what Dave did.
All right, here we go. So this is the shit he posted 9 hours ago.
You mean he sent it in emails, or he posted it somewhere?
No, it's on Facebook. It's on Facebook. Everybody,
okay.
And then he posted this shit.
Oh.
These are the emails he posted.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
See, I was in the chase when they were auditioning for actors to do just this. Like, I remember the
And
video.
then he fucking put all this shit in, threatening everybody.
Can you read it to us?
I'm not reading all that shit.
Oh, just read it.
I'm not reading this shit.
It'll practice. You're supposed to be reading out of the book. So
I saw
practice.
Forrest Fenn's $3 million treasure hunt, so I know how to solve the crimes that went along with the fraudulent reveal of the fake Jack Stoof. Now, after 3.5 years of investigating, I've uncovered a gigantic web of conspirators that have been accepting bribes of gold coins and gifts from my treasure chest.
So wait, stop there. That kind of is like a good point, right? I mean, so many people were given a coin. How many coins have we counted now that people have admitted receiving for free in the mail? Mysterious. Like, there's what, 3 that I know of?
I didn't get no coins.
Well, I'm just saying, but like, that's a good point that he made there because we've seen it go down.
Don't be that guy.
No, keep going though, but I'm gonna stop you when he says something.
Don't be that guy.
Just fucking read.
Don't be that fucking
You're doing
guy.
good.
You're gonna be mute.
You're doing good. Just keep going.
Gains to cover up the fraudulent cover-up ending of the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt.
Dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy. See what you did? Oh, no, you big dummy. Oh, no, you big dummy. You dummy. You big dummy. You're a big dummy there. I'm not kidding you. You're a big dummy. Dummy. Listen to it, dummy. You dummy, you.
I love
How
that.
come Forrest's property hasn't sold? Anybody know? I mean, are they asking too much? What's the deal?
Because I own the title.
To Forrest Fenn's house.
I own it all.
Are you in Colorado right now?
Well, yeah, I own it all. I own it all.
And I bet I could guess how.
I bet you can. I own it all.
So don't you fuck with me, Greg. I'll let you have your power on your show because I love you, brother. But don't fuck with me.
It's okay. You'll get something in
You
the end.
heard what I said.
I own it all.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to take it all. I'm going to run it all, too.
You big cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy. See what you did? Oh, no, you big dummy. Oh, no, you big dummy. You dummy. You big dummy. You're a big dummy there. I'm not kidding you. You're a big dummy. Dummy. Listen to it, dummy.
Excuse me, Greg, I guess I know what it is you wanted to know about. My opinion of what Dave Woodard is doing, I believe it is very calculated. It is wrong. It is extortive in manner, and it serves no good purpose whatsoever in this chase, other than for him to attempt to get something he does not deserve.
Some of us believe in a second box. Some of us believe in a title. Now, if you want to believe that the family is doing shit illegally, that's fine. But don't attach hundreds of people to emails, to courts, to stuff like that. Come on, people. And then I got people sitting here emailing left and right to courts and shit. And then, Dave Woodard, I get a fucking phone call from a judge that I know, you dumb son of a bitch. This is how dumb you are. I know the judge. And he calls me. You look like a fucking idiot. You look crazy. Stop with the bullshit. Yeah, this is Iran. Okay? This is Iran. Don't worry about everybody. This is me ranting a little bit.
Hi folks, Rudy Green here. Just got this package, and it is signature required, which is not usual for me. When I looked at the return address, I noticed that it is a law firm that you might recognize. So let's open it up, see what's inside. Hands are kind of shaking a little bit. So there's a note. Thank you for finding the miracle log chase underground. Holy shit.
Forrest Fenn quote, "Nobody is going to stumble upon that treasure chest. You have to solve the poem to find the treasure." Known as poem purists, listen good. But I tripped over a crudely made grave marker. People of Earth will stumble. Kalazars and Capro are telling us that Netflix is going to show us that Jack Stoof solved Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt with slip-ups. Slip-ups? That would be stumbling upon the treasure. We deserve to understand just how slip-ups could solve the treasure hunt without the poem. That's suspect for fraud. My mind stays at about 13. Listen good. Forrest told us his thoughts in his 13-year-old mind. His favorite of all time was his best in the world comic book collection. If you looked into his clue, it's in Forrest's eyes. I've always been the best in the world at collecting fun things. Listen good. Booster Gold. Listen good. Booster Gold and more treasures inside. The best in the world at collecting fun things. Forrest Fenn's hidden treasures inside. His stories about his favorite comic book superhero characters. Not the JBC treasure hunt. That's actually a fraud cover-up continuation. The real title that I own and I'm ready to collect was the title to the gold. The Marvel Gaze clue for the DC characters at the Kent and Esther graveyard. Clark Kent and Aunt Esther, the DC characters. People of the chase have stumbled. I'm here to pick you up and show you I found Clark Kent. Canasta. The first clue nailed down. But Carrie Scant with Marvel Gaze. The Warrens fell for a fake treasure hunt ending with fraud against Dave Woodard and the murder of Forrest Fenn. Please call this number and report fraud in the Forrest Fenn murder investigation at the Santa Fe Police Department. Chief of Police Paul Joy.